Hey guys, I'm Ty Brown and I want to talk to you about some topics relating to getting a service dog. Who should be getting a service dog? Who shouldn't be getting a service dog? Things to expect, things like that. So the first topic I wanted to dive into is whether or not a service dog is right for you. A lot of people think, well, I love dogs. I've got a disability. I'm suffering from PTSD or mobility issues or something else. Well, it makes sense that a service dog would help. And oftentimes those individuals are right. But there's times when you might be wrong. There's certain folks that just aren't going to get the same benefit out of a service dog. So, for example, some folks don't bond really great with dogs, and they think, well, a service dog might be different. Let's give this a try. And I've seen it work, but I've also seen it where it didn't work, and the service dog really wasn't much benefit for them. With a service dog, you also need to consider how your life changes and if you're ready for that. And those changes come in a lot of different forms. One is financial. You've got to feed your dog and get vaccines and take the dog to the vet if it gets sick and all sorts of things like that. Is that something you're able to do? Picking up and doing something becomes a lot harder when you've got a service dog. You don't just rush to the store because you forgot something. You first got to check and grab your dog's leash and grab the dog's service vest and make sure you take the dog potty before you go in the store and make sure you've got all the equipment you need and all that good stuff. Doing everyday activities can sometimes be a little bit harder when you've got a service dog. So that's something you need to take into account. Your service dog is going to need everything that other dogs need. It's going to need walks. It's going to need attention. Just because the dog is trained doesn't mean it's going to stay trained. You're going to have to spend time practicing the service dog tasks, practicing obedience, practicing your public access training, things like that. And so there's time, there's money, there's mental involvement, physical involvement, emotional involvement, all sorts of things like that, where most of the people that we work with find that the value they get from a service dog far outweighs any disadvantages that might come. But it would be irresponsible if we didn't let you know that there's potential for things that you're not going to like. I always tell people to expect that within the first 2 to 3 months of having a service dog, your life might not be easier. In fact, it might be a little bit harder because you're trying to learn this new language that your dog has. You're trying to learn what it's like to go to the movies, go to work, go to a restaurant, go to your aunt's house, do all these things that you're used to doing. Now you're learning how to do them with a dog. And so things can, like I say, get more complicated as a result. So if you're thinking about getting a service dog, weigh these cons against the pros. Not only weigh them, but recognize them and remember them when you get your service dog, that there's work to be done, and it takes a while for you to really feel like you're getting all of the benefit from your service dog. So if you can weigh those pros and cons, and it still looks like, yep, this is the thing for me, then definitely now it's something worth considering that you should keep going down that track.